Hi guys! So in case you guys haven't watched my first few video, I'm Renee and I'm on Instagram by the handle Renee Nurses. So today I'll be sharing more about like healthcare scholarships in Singapore. Before I do start sharing, please don't forget to press the like button, subscribe and turn on your notifications for more of these content. So today's topic will be briefly like where you can get your information about the different healthcare scholarships. I will talk a little bit about the application process, the interview and etc. And then I will be answering some of the questions that you have posted on my Instagram. And then I will talk about the difference between scholarships and sponsorships. So here we go. So where can we get the information from? There is a healthcare scholarship website that has been created. So if we look at this web link here, it will lead you to this web page where they will tell you the different health disciplines that they are offering scholarship for, the different scholarship schemes, and yeah, there's a lot of information there basically. So recently they had this healthcare scholarship virtual experience to share more about what it's like to be a healthcare scholar, what is the different like allied health profession that you can look into to embark on your career. So it took place between like the 20th of February to 3rd of March in 2021. So it's over now, but you can look through all the different webinars by going to the website. The replays will be available until the 19th of March 2359. So the application deadline for some of the scholarships is like 31st of March. So if you are going to apply, please do apply quickly for it. Yeah. So the next one I'm going to share with you, it's like to get more information about the different scholarships and like how it's like to be a healthcare student, healthcare scholar. You can always go to look up on their social media. The healthcare scholarship is on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, and also your seniors. You can always ask your seniors for their personal experience, and then they can tell you, what they have felt over the course of studies, during how rigorous is their studies, or how their clinical experience went. Yeah. So I mean, you can always look to them for advice, and they will know you on a more personal level, so they can help you, guide you through your decision making as well. The scholarship application process. So when applying for the scholarship, you will always have your application phase, which is online via Bright Sparks, and then your interview, which is with a panel of a few people, and then they will ask you questions, talk to you, find out how you are like as a person, and then you will have a medical review before signing the deed. So for the application, if you look here, these are some of the things you need to prepare. So your CCA records, your awards, achievements, prizes, qualifications and certifications, if any, employment and internships, if it's applicable to you, because some of you may be midterm scholars, applying for a midterm scholarship. So university admission and other grants, so which university you applied for, this and that, if you are on any bursary and stuff. Referees, you have to provide 2 if I'm not wrong, so you have to look for your referees. You just need to give them the contact if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and then other information and stuff. Very basic scholarship application material. So this is one of the questions that have been posted. So what is the difference between the different healthcare clusters? Okay, so before we go to that, at the additional questions part, there will be a section where you need to rank the different healthcare clusters that you want to go to be bonded to. So I think some of the factors that you need to consider here is the location of the healthcare institution in that cluster to your residential area, and also the kind of specialties that they offer in the institutions, because not all institutions offer the same specialty, like OBGYN. In SGH they only have one ward for Obs and Gynae. Yeah, so you need to know what is their niche when you apply as well. So for the different healthcare clusters, you can see that this is a very gross kind of summary. So for NUHS, the National University Health Systems, it is in the west. You have your NUH, Ng Teng Fong General Hospital, Jurong Community Hospital, Alexandra Hospital, polyclinics, and your different medical centers. So for NUH, basically Obs and Gynae, Peds. Alexandra Hospital is also like the new model of healthcare that they are actually working on, like the integrated healthcare. You can go to their website to find out more about what their model of care is. Yeah. So also next healthcare cluster, which is the National Healthcare Group. It's in the central and north area. I would say more central in the sense. Tan Tock Seng Hospital, Khoo Teck Puat Hospital, Yishun Community Hospital, and the Woodlands Health Campus, which is new and upcoming. IMH, for those who are interested in mental health care, that is one of the possible groups that you can go to, because it's a specialized hospital for it. Okay, on to the next, the east side and a bit of the south. It's Sing Health. So mainly is your Singapore General Hospital, Changi General Hospital, Sengkang General Hospital, KKH, so Obs and Gynae as well, and Pediatrics. Yeah, and then there's a lot of medical centers under it as well. So, on to the next question that have been posted. Actually, I've only been posted 2 questions. So, what is the minimum cap that they are looking for? After you sign the scholarship bond deed, you are to maintain a cap of at least 4.0 in university. For polytechnic, I'm not very sure. This one you have to check with your polytechnic friends who are scholars. Yeah. So for full-time applicants, going to NUS nursing or going to any university, SIT nursing, A-level students, they will look at your A-level results. Polytechnic graduates, they look at your GPA. And for the midterm applicants, I'm assuming this question is from a midterm applicant because you're applying with a cap, right? So they don't state it, but ideally more than 4.0. I think that it's the minimum because that's what the other scholars are keeping as well. So 4.0 would be a safe gauge. I mean, the higher the better. Okay, so next on to the interview portion. I think many of you will be curious about this part because interview is always not that straightforward. It's not like I can just put it in words and give it to you, right? So in general, this kind of interview, like any scholarship interview, would have these like typical questions. Even in a job interview, like tell me more about yourself. Yeah, so you go on. I think you can leverage on this question to explore some of the possible questions that might come. So talk about yourself, a brief introduction, and then go on to say like your strengths, weaknesses, or like why nursing or why a scholarship. Why a scholarship is always a question that you need to prepare for every scholarship interview. That's why. It's natural for them to want to understand why you want to apply for a scholarship and why they have to give you this scholarship in a sense. So convince them that you are for the scholarship track. So use all these questions and play it to your advantage, I would say. So for full-time applicants, focus more on like your healthcare related knowledge, like in recent trends, what is the care model. Basically, no more community care. That's what I prepared for during my interview. So for community care, and then like I started exploring the different financial schemes, although they didn't ask. But I think all this is important to understand the public healthcare as a whole, and like you can answer questions better in that sense. Yeah. And then for those who didn't apply before you enter university, so basically you are studying now, And then as you study and pick up your clinical experience, the interviewers will expect you to pick up your skills, knowledge, and awareness of the whole healthcare setting. So if you apply for your midterm scholarship, they will be asking you more about the different healthcare policies and how their experience in your clinicals. I think it's very important to show them that throughout your studies, while you are also studying and picking up skills, you are also critically analyzing the different policies, the healthcare setting, and this will help you show a better side of yourself during the interview. So lastly, it's the scholarship vs sponsorship. So this is I'm talking very much about nursing right now. So for this portion, yes, there is quite a bit of differences. So scholarship, it's always to MOHH. You sign a scholarship with MOH Holdings. Sponsorship, it's always with a specific institution. Like let's say you sign it specifically with NUH. You don't sign with NUHS, you don't sign with MOHH, you sign with NUH. Same for the different hospitals, SGH, TTSH, KKH, all those. Sponsorships are also offered by private institutions, so you can look them up. And then for scholarships, back to scholarships, minimum cap that you have to keep, as I mentioned earlier, was 4.0. And for the sponsorships, the minimum cap is really dependent on the institution. When you sign the bond deed, they would have told you, you have to keep a certain cap. I know certain hospitals have it at 2.0, certain hospitals have it at 3.0, 3.5. It really depends on the needs of the hospital in terms of manpower as well. The monthly stipend for scholarships is like they give you monthly allowance on top of your school fees. So they'll basically directly pay the school for your school fees, and then you will receive your monthly stipend every 6 monthly. So they pay you every 6 monthly once. And then for the hospital, it depends on the regulations as well, but usually they don't pay you monthly allowance. They just give you a lump sum. They don't dictate how you use that amount of money. They just give you a lump sum that usually can cover your school fees. So for scholarship, you are required to take the honors year in nursing. So basically, nursing is 3 years, right? 3 years of studies. The 4th year is the honors year, which is a research year. So usually if your cap is 3.2 and above, you can take honors. But if you are on a scholarship, they will convince you to take honors even if you don't want to. And your bond deed actually states that you're required to take honors, if I am not wrong. For sponsorships, it depends on the manpower and the needs of the institutions again. So I have heard different hospitals with different regulations. Some hospitals have told their sponsored students, to come join them immediately after they graduate in their 3rd year. But then for some other hospitals, they say it's good to have an honor, so like go for it. Then some hospitals is like, it depends on your interest as well. So I think it really depends. You have to talk it out with the different institutions. So in summary, basically, when you are choosing whether or not to go for scholarship or sponsorship, always note the same few factors that I would say. I mean, if you're applying for this, finance might be one of your concern. That is one of them. And then the others is like your location of your bond. So MOHH is like there is no definite until you are bonded to that specific region, as a specific cluster, then a specific institution. So choose your cluster based on the location first, I would say, because if not, you would have to take like very long to travel to your clinicals and your workplace next time in the future. And then also the specialty that they offer should be in sync with your interest, and you don't want to spend that 4 years of bond in a place where you are doing something that you don't like at all. I think it would be a very torturous 4 years. So make your choice wisely before you jump into it. And also always you can always ask your seniors or ask anyone who has this knowledge on the scholarship and sponsorships. So you can always go to their socials, or find your seniors, or you can even look for me. I have put my links here, and I'll be uploading the slides onto my site. You can send me a PM or a DM, and then I'll respond to it as much as I can. Yes. Hope you all found this useful. I will see you all the next time. When I have my next video. All the best for your application. I'll see you.